A lot of companies in the manufacturing industry are actually sitting on a gold mine. They've been collecting data for years, and they've been using this data for very simple things like condition monitoring, controlling, or generating some alerts. But to really start to generate revenue from this data, they need to embark on a digital journey. And this journey is made out of a few steps that they have to follow to maximize revenue. The first step they have to follow is that they have to really collect this data and aggregate it. So this data will be probably incomplete or will come from different databases. And they will have to put all this data together to complete the first step. And it's just the collection step. Then, to move up in the value chain, what they have to do is they have to start to digitalize their process. So they have to align the data they've collected and the data they're monitoring with their business process. And if the data really shows what's actually happening in the plant, then they start to have predictive power. This data starts to be reliable and has predictive power. Then we need to move on to the next step. And the next step is more linked to recommendation. So once you have predictive power in your data, you can start building models that will predict what will happen to your assets, you will start to provide recommendations to optimize your processes, the best set points on your line, and improve quality, improve yield, or reduce defect rate. Once you reach these recommendation stage, the next step would be to move to automation. And automation is really closing the loop, where you take data from the machine, you start running models on this data, then you provide recommendation directly back into the machine through the PLC, and you automate your process. And here you start really generating revenue and with trustworthy data and processes. And your machine models will learn as they go along and improve. And then it's time to move to the last step of this journey, which is scaling and replication. Because the way you maximize return and revenue with a digital journey is really once you start harvesting the full power and unleash the full power of your data, and you start replicating it and scaling it across the different processes and across your different plants. And once you reach this, you have reached the end of the first step of your digital journey.